Give me 1 second. Okay. Oops. Right. Okay, so can I just ask for someone in the chat, can you just tell me that you can see that? Or if you can bob on, just say that you're...
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, fabulous. Amazing. Right. Okay. Once I start presenting, I can't see the chat. So like I say, I'll come back to it at the end. But here we go. So, first of all, welcome. Welcome to Marsh. We're looking forward to having you. So, I'm going to be 7.4's tutor. So, my name is Mrs. Mayfield. That's my rather unflattering picture. I teach childcare, health and social care, social studies, and a little bit of music. So I'm teaching a bit of music next year, so I might see some of you in music. And a bit about me, I teach social science and social studies. So social science is more key stage 4, but I do teach social studies, which is something that all of you will be doing. And you'll be getting that information a little bit when you get some information about lessons. So that's a little bit about me. A little bit more about me is I've got 2 young boys, so hopefully they're upstairs and you won't be able to hear them, but if you do hear a bit of noise, I apologise. At the bottom there is my email address. If you want to get in contact with me at any point, that's my email. So it's hmayfield@royalmarsh.org. I'm more than happy to, like I said, at the end of this, if you prefer to email me, you can email me any questions that you have. More than happy to have a go at answering them for you. So our form group, this will be the form group that we're in when we start in year 7 in September. You won't be staying in this tutor group for long, because what happens is we change the tutor groups based on once we know you a bit more, so we can put them and kind of bring that attendance, effort, punctuality, behaviour, so that some of you that may be struggling might be in a smaller tutor group, so we can support you. So this tutor group will be for September, but it won't be all of year 7. So the school day. So what happens with the school day is we have we start form period at 8:40. So what time that's like compared to primary, but we start at 8:40. So 8:40 till 9 is our form period. We're in our tutor group. Then we have period 1, which is 9 while 10:20, and then period 2, which is 10:20 while 11:40. We'll have our first break, which is 11:40. You can see 12:10, period 3. Then we have another break before we have our final lesson. So in lessons, we don't get taught in tutor groups. So in lessons, you'll have different friends. You might meet some of the people you're at primary school with. You might meet new people. On your first day, so when you come up to Roma for your first day, you will get your timetable. For the first 2 days, we're staying with the tutor group. So we won't have lessons, normal lessons for the first 2 days. We're going to stay together. And then after the 2 days, then we'll have you'll start your normal lessons. After that, form period for the first 20 minutes of every day. So after the first 2 days, where we're having like a transition event, after then we have tutor group 20 minutes each day. It's a bit strange talking to myself. So form groups, what happens is we have a warning bell. For anyone that's not been up to Marsh, the warning bell sounds a bit strange. But we have a warning bell, sounds a bit like an alarm at 8:40, which tells you need to get to your tutor room. The form room will always be open before 8:40, so you can come in whenever you're in school. The first day you're going to the hall, and then I'll take you to our room, which I believe will be in SS2. So if any of you that have been up to Marsh, there's like some little caravans. That's where my classroom is. Or hopefully, all being well, if we can get back in there after the summer. You must be in your tutor room before the second bell at 8:45. So 8:40 is a good time to make sure you're at school, to make sure that you're not late, because 8:45 is when we start, and that's when the register starts is taken. 1 morning per week you have an assembly, and then during tutor time we do different things. We do quizzes, we do lots called theme learning, so work on different themes. We look at effort, attendance, as well as CFPs and CFCs. So CFPs and CFCs are our rewards. So CFPs you get if you do things really well. TFCs are for when we maybe make mistakes or when things maybe don't go so well. Uniform. So with the uniform, black tailor trousers or black knee-length skirt with the Wickersley Partnership Trust logo displayed. I believe you can get these from Pinders. White shirt and a clip-on tie, and then a black V-neck jumper or cardigan, again with the Wickersley Partnership logo on the sleeve, so you can see the children are wearing them there with the new logo. PE kit, so we do have a set PE kit at Royal Marsh, so shorts or leggings, tracksuit bottoms with the logo. There's a t-shirt with the logo, hoodies with the females and zip tops with the males, and black socks and trainers. So again, you can see them there. With footwear, it needs to be plain black leather footwear with no stripes or logos. Some examples here of ones that you can have. So you can see you can get the trainer type ones as long as they're black leather without any clear like coloured logos. Examples of ones that aren't okay, so obviously you can see the Adidas ones have got the big stripes on, very visibly white, so those wouldn't be okay. The next one's not leather, so again, canvas shoes aren't allowed. Boots with big buckles on, I know, and then again some non-leather shoes and the plasticky shoes there, so just really show you the ones that are okay. So anything like that is fine, but ones with kind of logos or buckles, etc. are not. So with the uniform policy, so makeup should be discreet and minimal. So that means no false eyelashes or false nails. And extreme haircuts are not allowed. So with extreme, it's like these coloured, very kind of funky colours are not allowed. Jewellery must be kept to a minimum, so no more than one small earring, sleeper or stud in each ear, and then facial piercings are not allowed on school site. Where later on I'm going to talk about these pin badges, but the gold, silver and bronze award pin badges should be worn as part of the school uniform, which again I'll talk about a little bit later on when we get to that slide. So the canteen, for any of you that have been to Royal Marsh, our canteen is kind of like downstairs below A and B block, and you come in where you have geography, history that side, and then on the other side there's I think it's maths now, is it English? I get confused. Underneath there is the canteen. When you're in year 7, we go 10 minutes early, so you get to beat the rush to make sure that you get your lunch without all the big crowds. So you'll go 10 minutes early, both breaks, I believe, to allow yourself to get food. Now, what we do in Royal Marsh, we have a cashless system at the tills. So when you get to the tills in the cafe, there's no cash allowed. So we have a fingerprint. So you may have seen in the pack, your transition pack, when we start, you will have get your fingerprint done. So the reason being then, you go to the till, you put your money on via parent pay, or you can put your money on the machines. You can see the machine on the right-hand side. You put your thumb in it, you put your money on, and then when you get to the front of the till, you put your thumbprint, and that's linked to your account, and then you get your food that way, rather than paying with money. So the letters will be going out before September with parent pay, so if you prefer to pre-charge your account, you can, or you can bring in coins or notes to these little machines, and you can put the money on that way. This is just an example of the menu. This is not what it looks like. Things are kind of tiered to different tastes, which just gives you an idea. So breakfast, we do have a breakfast menu. The bacon sandwiches are very nice. I can recommend the bacon sandwiches. Tea cakes, toast, tea, and hot drinks, and then snacks. And then you get a lunch and a meal, and you can get a meal deal as well as a sandwich, drink, and snack. What you can do as well is you can pre-order. So when you come to school in the morning, if you don't want to wait in the queues because you don't fancy the crowds, we've got a pre-order form. So you can order what you want, hand it to the canteen ladies, and then you get to then go to a separate queue, which is a lot quicker because your meal's already pre-ordered. So that's something that we'll talk about more when you come up, but that's a really good way. If you're a bit nervous about the queuing, you can pre-order your dinners and not have to worry about that queue. You don't have to go to the canteen. There are different places you can get your food. So there's the main canteen. There's also behind the canteen outside, there's a little window that serves like snacky foods. And then there's another one down by the main hall as well. So there's 3 separate places you can go and get hot food from. It doesn't have to be the main canteen. So being equipped to learn, bringing equipment. So this is the kind of minimum that we would expect you to bring with you. Every morning as well in tutor time, what we'll do is we'll start the day by having our equipment out as well, so we can check that we've got everything. If we've got any problems, we can address that first thing in the morning. So we expect 2 pens, black and blue pens, 2 pencils, 1 ruler, 1 sharpener, 1 rubber. If you want to bring anything else, if you want to bring a calculator, you can. But those are things that we need kind of as a minimum. You say 2 pens, if 1 breaks, means you've got a spare one. Design and technology. So with D&T, you will do design and technology. So as design and technology, they ask for a voluntary contribution towards resources. That means you only pay once, voluntary once, and it means that then everything's provided for the year. So it means that you don't have to bring in your own ingredients, you don't have to bring in your own wood, you don't have to bring in your own fabrics. It's all provided for them. But with that voluntary contribution in September, it will appear on your parent pay. Normally it's £10 per year, but it can vary depending on what happens within the curriculum. But it will appear on your parent pay. So if you see this thing, you don't know what it is, that's what it is. An apron is to be worn in D&T as part of health and safety. So we have got aprons that look like them blue ones there. Or you prefer to bring your own, you can bring your own. And design technology is on a rotation as well. So you'll be told this when you get the information about the subjects. But with design and technology, I believe as you do a little term on food, resistant materials, graphics. There's different ones that you can try. SAM learning. So what we have is we have something called SAM learning. And I'm going really fast, but like I said at the end, if you've got any questions, I will listen to all those questions. SAM learning is one of the ways that we set homework at Royal Marsh. So you'll all have an account, and it means you can access resources at home. Most homework will be set on SAM learning. I know science use it a lot, maths use it a lot, and it's a way to kind of online quizzes, things like that. So you will get an account in September, and that's where most of the homework will be. The one that we're all supposed to worry about, mobile phones. So you are allowed your mobile phone at Royal Marsh. You can bring it with you, but there's a couple of rules with it. Your mobile phone must be in your bags when you're on a corridor. So if you're out on the corridor, or if you're out during lesson time, you need to make sure that your phone's in your bags. The only time you can get your phone out is if you're in your form room. So if you go into a form room, if you're in our room, you can have your phone out at break times, lunch times. But you can't, and if your teacher says it's okay. So if you're wanting to write your homework down, as long as you ask your teacher, most teachers will say yes. And some teachers use it in lessons. So for example, in social studies, there might be times where I might ask you to Google something if you've got a phone. If you haven't got a phone, it doesn't matter. But if you have, sometimes it's used as learning tools. If your phone is out on corridors or lesson times, then your phone will be confiscated. That means that it'll be taken off you until the end of the school day. You will get it back at the end of the school day, unless it's been taken off you more than 3 times. If it's been taken off you more than 3 times, then it will go, your parent will have to come and collect it. That's very rare that happens. We've all made mistakes before, we've had phones out, and normally it's a quick reminder to put it away, and it doesn't happen again. But key thing is, you can only have your phone out when you're in our tutor room, or when a teacher says it's okay. So behaviour. Now we operate what's called the same-day detention system. So that means if you're put in detention after school, there's 3 different rooms. So there's what's called the pastoral detention. Now that's normally one if you're late to school, or if your head of year wants to put you in detention, and they last from 3:10 till 3:30. A faculty detention is when maybe something's happened in a lesson. So it might be that your history teacher, for example, puts you in the faculty detention, and again that's 3:10 while 3:30. And there's something called the sanctioned detention, which you can see is a bit longer. Now with the sanctioned detention, that's if you've been sent to sanction. So if something's gone wrong, sorry, having someone else. If you get sent to sanctions, that's quite it's a bit of a bigger thing. That detention will be a bit longer. Now the reason we do detention same day is to allow us and you to have a conversation. That respiratory, I can't say the word, sorry. the restorative conversation to make sure that the next lesson, when you go into it, is a fresh start, because there's nothing worse than you being worried about going in and then maybe thinking the teacher doesn't like you or the teacher having that issue. So we deal with it the same day to make sure that the lesson after is then a fresh start. So that's that. So rewards, the better one, the one I'm sure that we're all going to get in 7.4, and that's rewards. So I spoke earlier about CFP. So CFP is a cause for praise. So your teacher will give you CFP for things like good work, for pledges, which we'll talk about in a minute, you'll see that. Following the Marsh Way, which again we'll talk about in a minute. So for good behaviour, you get praise points, so combined effort and behaviour. You may have seen some pupils have got a golden tie. The reason they've got golden ties is because they've been presented top boy and top girl. So every year, a boy and a girl from a year group gets selected to be the head boy, head girl, and they get that special golden tie. Golden book. So in a lesson, if your book is beautiful and presented really, really well, then you get it backed in gold paper. So you get your own little gold book. And I believe in IT, they have a golden computer as well. So all your background goes gold, which looks pretty cool. We have effort ranking. So you can see there's people sat on the floor there with them little placards. They're all people who got effort rank 1. That means that they got in all of their subjects excellence. So they were kind of topping everything. Awards assembly. So every half term you'll get an award assembly, and then at the end of the year there's a really big one where your parents can come up and you get awards from different subjects. 100 attendance, obviously that's fairly expensive. If you're here 100%, you get anything to draw and you can win a prize. Curriculum awards, those are subjects awarded by subject awards. I can't even speak, sorry. Awards given by subjects, and then gold, silver, and bronze, and there again for effort, attainment, and attendance and punctuality. And then once every half term is a leadership lunch. So someone in our tutor group, every half term will get selected to go to a leadership lunch where you get to sit and have things given to you. Sorry to not joining, just bear with me. There we go. So that's your rewards. So Marsh Way. So this is new for this year. So you're actually kind of joining in with the other year groups. It's all a bit new to all of us. So what this Marsh Way is, it's a bit like our motto. So things that we're going to try and do in Marsh to try and kind of make us the best that we can be, believe, succeed. So we've got different statements. We can see it there, like we believe in ourselves, we take responsibility, we take risks, and our CFPs are linked to that. So for example, in home learning, I'm sure you're finding maybe some bits quite difficult, or if you've gone back to school, maybe that's been a bit hard, that transition back into school. So we might give you a CFP for something like we work hard, never give less than our best, or we take risks and rise to a challenge, because you're doing something a bit different and it's a bit hard to challenge. So that's how we can give you CFPs. And you'll see these posters when you come up kind of dotted around everywhere. So you'll be able to see them. And this is very, very new as well. So this is something that is being launched in September. So you're going to hear it really the same time as all the other year groups. And how it works is the Marsh Way is split into these Marsh pledges. So we've got active citizenship, British values, and life skills. And it might be quite hard to read, but underneath each one, there's 4 different things. So active citizenship, for example, it says we take pride in our school community, we take risks and rise to a challenge, we believe in ourselves, and we dream big. And what it means is for each of those different pledges, there'll be activities. So there'll be little challenges for you to have a go at to show that you can meet those different pledges. And there'll be a bronze, silver, and a gold for each one. So by the time you leave Marsh, you should, hopefully, if we do really well, I'm sure we will, have gold in all the different areas. So you can see here, these are the challenges in Key Stage 3 that we're going to try and do. So in Year 7, we're going to be looking mainly in the bronze column. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't get silver or even gold, because you can. You can push yourself to get all of them if you wanted. But bronze are the kind of things that we're going to start with. So, for example, in active citizenship, it says we take risks and rise to a challenge. And it could be learn a new skill. So if you can prove, if you can show me evidence that you've learned a new skill, I'd be able to give you that bronze active citizenship. So let's say during lockdown, you've learned how to play the ukulele. You could maybe bring a quick video of you playing it, or you could show a picture of you playing it, or you could talk to me about how you've learned it, and then I can tick off that bronze pledge. And then the idea is we then try and work through all the different ones. So we can build up to that gold by the time we're in year 9. So I'll leave it on a minute so you can have a quick look. So we've got active citizen life skills, analyse the mistake method. So those of you that are into kind of sport, by going to a sport event, by going to, hopefully when it all reopens, by going to watch a football match, you might be able to achieve that bronze pledge. So it's not just school-based. Some of these things are from outside school as well. Washing and ironing your school uniform, that can get you a pledge, showing your independent skills. So some of these things, we'll talk about these when we come back to school a bit more, but you can get an idea of the kind of things that we're going to try and do. And there's a challenge for you now. So before you can come in September, your summer learning challenge is to have a go at learning a new skill. So it could be, like I said, it could be like a ukulele thing. It could be, it might be that you wanted to learn a new language. Someone I know started doing British Sign Language, something that's new to you, but you need to provide evidence. So when we talk about evidence, that could be some photos, it could be a video, it could be a diary, it might even be a demonstration. If it's something that you're happy to do, it might be that if you've learned some sign language, you might come and sign something in September to us. But we can all come in and get that pledge ticked off. That'd be really good, wouldn't it? So over the summer, if you can, have a go at learning something new. And there are going to be some more coming as well before summer, I believe. So keep your eyes peeled and see how many we can get when we come back in September. All right. Chromebooks. So you may have seen that some of the older pupils have got Chromebooks. You can buy them through school. That's the email address at the top. So if you are wanting to find out more information about Chromebooks or order one, that is the email that you need to email. Oh, there's 2 different ones there. The top one, sorry, is the website. So royalmarsh.org/Chromebooks is the website address which talks to you about this. The email is chromebooks@royalmarsh.org. So if you've got any questions about the Chromebooks, if you email that email address, they'll give you more information. But that's the pricing for you there. They can use Chromebooks in lessons if you want to. I know some pupils prefer to use Chromebooks rather than write. There may be the odd bit where you have to write, but it could be some lessons might allow you to do your work on Chromebooks. We're nearly done, and then you can ask me some questions. I know I'm talking a lot, so it's a lot of information. If you've got any questions that you want to ask a student, so you think, you know what, I'd like to have some questions, but I don't really want to talk to you. I don't know you. You're an adult. You've not been through this. There is something on the website, and it's called Ask a Student. So you could ask a question, and then a student will then respond. It won't be me. It won't be a teacher. It'll be someone from year 7. So it could be that you're really worried about, I don't know, getting lost. And it could be that you want to ask a student how they felt. It could be that there's a certain lesson that you really want to know about. Or it could be you're worried about having different teachers, because obviously at primary school you mainly only had one teacher. And now suddenly you've got lots and lots and lots. But this will be answered by the students, not by me. So if that's something that you think you might want to do, there is something on the website which talks to you about that. And then down here, these are the different kind of links. So again, royalmarsh.org, there is a transition on there for you to have a look at. You can email Mr. Bartle, so jbartle@royalmarsh.org. Miss Tomlinson, I'm sure you've met Miss Tomlinson at primary school. She's also transitioned, and I've also put my email back on there as well. So if you want to email me, you're more than welcome to email me, and I'll do my absolute best to give you a response. And if I can't answer, I'll then pass it on to people that can, to try and get you that answer. So I know that was a lot of information, and you're probably sat there thinking, oh, and I get that. It's a bit of a scary time, isn't it? But I've now got time now. So if anyone has got any questions, there is a chat. If you can see the chat, you can bob your question in the chat, or if you would prefer to come onto microphone, you can come onto microphone. It's completely up to you. If you haven't got any questions now and you think you're quite happy, you can go away, you can email me, whatever it is that you want, really. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my face back on because I feel weird talking without that on. I talk with my hands. So I'm just going to stop presenting. Bear with me 1 second. And I'm going to come back on. There we go. So if you have got any questions, like I say, now's your time. If you would prefer to email me, it's hmayfield@royalmarsh.org. Or that's it really. So yeah, if you're happy, then that's that. If not, like I say, please let me know. I look forward to seeing you all in September, hopefully.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yeah. Hi.
It's just a quick one. I know Pinders online are not currently don't currently have trousers with the logo on.
Yeah.
If these don't become available before September, are they going to make any sort of provisions?
I'll ask that. I can't answer that, but I will pass that on. So it's Pinders uniform, not online at the minute.
Trousers are not online at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. I will pass that on, and I'll make sure. I'll just make this Archie Bellamy, and I'll make sure you get a response. If you don't get a response, if you bob me an email again, I'll chase that up for you.
Brilliant. Thank you.
No problem. Has anyone else got any questions? No? Sure. Well, it's lovely seeing all your faces. I look forward to seeing you all in September. See you on there day 1. Bye.
Miss Mayfield, about language.
I think Miss Mayfield's just left. I'm Mrs. Hawkridge, Assistant Head Teacher. Can I help?
Yeah. She's there to help.
Yeah, you can ask me a question if you've got one.
You don't want to ask? Yeah, no. Do you know anything about British Sign Language?
Not particularly. What is it you want to know about it?
Do you want me to ask? Oh yeah, she caught that. She mentioned that you could get what were it?
Do British Sign Language.
You could do British Sign Language at school. She's deaf, and we've obviously been trying to find resources for that. So she's really interested in that, but the mic were really crackly, so she couldn't really hear it properly.
Right, okay. We don't actually do British Sign Language at school. We don't do any courses or anything for that. What Miss Mayfield was saying is that for one of the pledges is for you to learn a new skill over the summer, and gave that as an example so that if people wanted to try to learn sign language, then they could, but it's not something that we deliver in school at the moment.
Yeah, okay. A bit disappointed. We can't find any resources for it.
If you're wanting to do like an online course?
Yeah, well, the only ones that I've managed to find are like hundreds of pounds. But
right.
When you've got a deaf child, do you think you'd be able to have it accessible?
Yes, but do you not? If sorry, it sounds a bit ignorant, but if you've got a deaf child, is that not kind of provided? Because otherwise, how do they communicate?
Because she's not severely deaf.
Right, okay. That's still not fair, is it? No. What I'll do, I know Miss Mayfield mentioned that a friend of hers is doing the British Sign Language course. So I'll see if she can get some information on that from a friend, and then I'll ask her to email you. Is it the Kerry L. Draycott85 email?
Yeah.
Well, I'll speak to Mrs. Mayfield then, who can speak to a friend that's doing it, and I'll get her to email you any of those details, if they're any use to you.
Yeah, thank you. Do you want, did they know where the classroom's going to be yet, or where they have to attend in September? I'm presuming it's not been put in place yet.
I mean, we don't know when they're going to be back or what that's going to look like currently, but whatever their first day looks like, she will go straight down to the main hall on that first morning or afternoon or whenever it is she's in. All the kids will congregate down there. They'll have a bit of an assembly, and then Miss Mayfield will take her to the tutor room, so that then from then on they'll go straight to that tutor room every day because they'll know where it is. But I suspect her tutor room will be SS2, which is Miss Mayfield's teaching room, which are the little porter cabins on the side.
Yeah, you remember them?
On the first day, she just goes to the hall.
Yeah. Okay, is that everything? Yeah, she's gone shy. Bye.
Over that when she comes up. All right, have a nice summer.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.